Why did this place stand out for you to come back and try and be the head coach here?
Some of the alumni and some of the guys that I work with at Butler University said, hey, the Quincy head job is open, and are you going to take a crack at it? And I said, I don't know. I said, if I wanted to be a head coach, that'd be a place I always want to go back to. It was home to me, and for me, it means something to me. It's a special place. It's a special place where I earned my degree, and I got a second chance to play college football. I transferred here from Eastern Kentucky, and it's a special place to me, and to give back and come and get it rolling in the right direction would mean the world to me.
You mentioned the fact that to get a head coaching job, you haven't been. And some of these candidates haven't been. But what do you think stands out as far as you're concerned? What makes you the best person for this job?
I'm alumni, of course, so I genuinely care about the institution and the program and the face of the football program and the way it's heading. And like I said, this was a second chance for me. This was a second chance for me to come back to Quincy and make the most of it. And they gave something to me, and it's a chance to give back.
Thinking about, go ahead. Your window on this program is somewhat unique based on the fact that you played here. Where did you see Bill Terlistno go right with this program, and where did you see him go wrong? And what do you think you can bring to the table to amend some of the things that went askew?
The things he brought right here, I think it was a great program that when he came here and he became the head coach. He was here. Coach Cox was the head coach when I started, and so when he took over, he changed a lot of things. He changed the recruiting philosophies and then how he's going to go out and get kids, and we all bought into it and we believed in him. And where I think it went wrong, or where it went astray, as you would put it, as I think some of the players, and from meeting with some people this morning, is that it kind of took a downfall in the community, and the face of the program kind of took a hit. And I think they were going into Division II football. I think they were looking for a change, and the administration thought this was a good chance to make that change. And it was a good fit for me. It was good to come back and get an interview and put my views out there of what I thought about the program and the institution.
You talk about being a face of the program. What do you need to do that, to put a better face on this program locally, to expand it to the fan base? How do you do that, Nick?
I think what we need to do is we need to go out and we need to put a face with the program. So we have to do some volunteer work, and everybody's got to be held accountable for. And there's a lot of places here in Quincy University that we can use, and there's the United Way, and there's Chaddock, and there's the VA home, and there's a women's shelter. Where there's always can be stuff done in the community, and I think that helps no matter what. And I think the biggest thing is that helps when things aren't going so well, and you're accountable and you show good face. I think that's going to help in the long run. And you're not always going to win football games, and but being a good person and doing the right thing was always going to be helpful in the community.
What have your roles been at Butler? What have you been doing there?
I was the defensive back coach for 3 years, a wide receiver coach for 1 year, and this past year we kind of got offset on coaching offense and defense. We ended up with 6 defensive coaches and 4 offensive coaches, and our head coach said, Nick, you coached receivers for us in 2009. It's the same offense. We won the PFL and went 11-1. Would you mind coming over and coaching tight ends? And I said, I have no problem doing that, whatever's going to help the program and help us win.
Is there anything special about your time that you spent here that you would like to maybe bring back, or that to help bring more attention to this program?
My time here was special. I met a lot of good friends. Some of my best friends, 2 of my best friends live here in Quincy. And I think the environment is good, and I think what's great about this place is you're going to come here and you're going to have a great experience, and that's what's important for the players. When the players leave here, you want them to say good things, and we had a great time there at Quincy University, and we got a meaningful education.
Are you full-time where you're at right now?
I'm not a full-time. I'm a part-time employee with full-time hours. And, I do all the recruiting stuff. I'm there from 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and I've been there since 2007.
What you've done stuff offensive and defensively. Were you a running back at one point in your life?
I played
Were
both.
you at EKU?
At EKU, I was recruited as a running back,
So I
moved to
saw.
DB. When I transferred here to Quincy University, I actually my freshman year, my redshirt sophomore year, I was a two-way player. I played offense and
That's what I
defense.
thought. So are you more an offensive guy or defensive guy?
I'm more of an offensive guy. I'm offensive minded. I like the offensive side of the ball, and that's where I feel most comfortable at.
Philosophy. So what would you do if you were to give this job? What offensive philosophy would you try to instill?
Offensively, we would be a spread, zone read bubble team. Defensively, we'd 4-3. Base coverages, I don't believe in putting kids in man coverage and getting their backs turned to the ball. You can't make plays doing that. So we would be a base 4-3 defense with some boundary and field blitz and keep it real simple so they can play as fast as they can.
How different is QU today than when you? I mean, just not today specifically, but right now is they're talking about this program you used to be in. How different is it now than from when you remember back when you left in 2002-03?
Just the football program in general.
Yeah, football program. Because that's back when you guys were Division II, but you were non-conference Division II. And
Absolutely,
you guys
and I think going into the GLVC, I think it's a good thing, and going into being a scholarship program and bringing some kids in. I think you have the biggest thing when I was here is you were like, oh, we're gonna try to win and we're gonna do this and we're gonna work hard, but you weren't really working hard for anything. We could have went undefeated and probably never got a bid to the playoffs. And I think here, moving into the GLVC, you got a chance. You win the GLVC, and you got a chance to move on to the playoffs, and you really got something to strive for and set goals. And I think being in a Division II conference is a big boost recruiting-wise.
The best Quincy's been, in that NAI was 6-5 a couple years when they were in Division II the first time around. It wasn't very successful. What do you how do you believe it can be successful moving forward? What needs to be done?
The administration has got to back us, and I think the administration has done a great job from who I've spoke to this morning of getting behind us and saying, hey, we're going to bring in a new coaching staff and we're going to start moving in the right direction and take a different direction in recruiting and recruiting some different kids and moving in the right direction. It was time for from what I understand, it was a time for a change and moving into the Division II conference and bringing in a new staff. It was the good timing for it.
You touched on recruiting. Is there a footprint you look for in a recruit?
I believe you got to recruit a high character kid, and that's going to make your job easier off the field. I think what you got to do is you got to go recruit high character kids at this level, and you got to develop them into a 4-year starter, and that's going to help out in the long run. It's going to make your job easier on Friday and Saturday night, and it's going to help you focus on just football stuff. And I think you gotta go out and recruit them. You got to recruit them academically, and you got to recruit them socially. You got to recruit them athletically. Can they play at this level? And I think with those three, and saying, hey, we're going to recruit the kid that's going to be the face of the program and represent the university in the right way. Because whether you like it or not, 110 guys on a football team is the face of an institution, whether you like it or not. And that's what everybody needs to realize is the way you conduct yourself, and the kids that we're going to recruit are going to represent Quincy University.
Outside of this building, the perception outside of in Quincy and the surrounding areas is not the greatest right now of QU football. How do you bring back the excitement level, the energy, the focus back to this area and this football program, which is heading to a major Division II conference?
You got to win some football games, and you got to get out in the community and do the right thing. I think it helps also is winning back over the high school coaches in the community and getting them in here to look at what we're doing, and we're moving in a different direction, and it's the right direction, and we're going to do the right things on and off the football field.
You touched on outreach, Nick. Why are you the guy that can outreach some of these coaches who've been alienated, some of these players who've been going different directions? Why are you that guy?
I'm alumni, and I'm genuinely going to care about the program, so I'm going to come in full-hearted, and it's not going to be a revolving door to me. It's a long-term deal. I mean, I've been a Butler for 5 years, and I had some chances to move to some different places, and it wasn't a right fit for myself or my family. And this is a good fit, and it's a good fit to come in and care about something and bring back a tradition. And I mean, this is the longest tradition here on campus is the football program. It goes back a long way, and a lot of people don't know that. And there's a lot of history here, and I think you you got to go out to the community. You got to touch the high school coaching ranks, and you got to say, hey, come over and see what we're doing. It's going to be different, and it's going to be the right way.
Were you upset to hear that QU Stadium is no longer being used as the Hawks home field?
It hit home a little bit. You know, I played every game there, and sometimes there was 400 people there, and sometimes there was 2,000 people there. Sometimes there was rowdies, and sometimes there wasn't. I mean, you know, we played in a lot of different places, and to hear we were playing at Flint was different. And but change is good, and you know, and what they're going to do out there, we don't know yet, and maybe we'll move back. Who knows? But I think Flint's a good move. I think that puts us in the eyes of the community also, is that, hey, we're going to go out to Flint, and you know, it gives us the opportunity to market ourselves a little bit as a Division II football program and put us out there in the view of everyone.